Hello everyone and welcome to the website channel. Today with a very special topic, I mean always special, the territory control feedback. So Star Vault is collecting feedback for the territory control. And one little side note before we begin. This is not Star Vault bashing. I love the game and I think that Star Vault are very good developers. Just sometimes that the game design decisions were not in favor for some, I guess. So a lot of you reached out to me and I will try to explain this. And the overall opinion in the community is not so good about the territory control system, because the engagement is not so high as a lot of people anticipated or expected from the game. So they were asking for the current mechanics if they are okay as they are implemented in the game, or that they need to slightly change them, or that they need to change the complete system. And the poll is very large and very detailed, so that everyone can really give detailed feedback about, is the upkeep too high, are the prominence points used, are people actually using the ballistas, and spoiler alert, no one uses the ballistas, because why in the fuck should I use a ballista? People only using ballistas to farm trolls or to instantly kill some monsters. They're not using ballistas to siege or to defend during a siege. And I know that the territory system that we currently have is the result of a failed system from Mortal Online 1 and the result of the successful stuff from Mortal Online 1. So it's a strange mix in my opinion. The current problem I see with territory control, just correct me if you don't see it that way. There are no real territories. For example, if you are in a guild with 50 people, you are owning an area. Other guild just came there with 20 people, building a priest and a bank directly in front of your face, in front of your town more or less, without needing to fight you first. They can just build there and disturb you. Of course, you can wipe them out of the way because you have more people. But the thing is, they can also build there and no one knows who actually owns this territory. And owning a territory doesn't give you any benefits. You're getting 80% of the taxes if you're owning a keep, but if you're owning a territory, you get nothing from that. And if you, for example, imagine if you are a guild, and as a guild, and maybe with that guild, you are owning a keep. Why should this guild work together with a lot of the other guilds in the area that are owning the territories in the area when I'm getting the taxes and they are getting nothing? Why should they work with me together to hold the territory? The whole territory system in Mortal Online, in my personal opinion, doesn't make any sense, because in the first game you had free placeable towers. You could place these towers everywhere and it's then now your territory. The problem is the current system in Mortal Online 2 doesn't have this particular mechanic, and this is the thing that annoys me, because the whole system is designed to have free placeable towers and free placeable walls. Don't get me wrong, I also like the current territory control system because it's better than nothing, and it's better than all the other mechanics that the community speculated about, except one suggestion from the community, from the Mortal Online 1 community back then. Just someone made a very short video explaining the sector system, just if you're interested. Star Vault don't need to do this. It's just an idea. It's just to give an idea how guilds and conflicts and empires can have war with each other, have benefit and have fun all together. And I personally don't know if a sector system is the solution, but at least it sounds a little bit more rational on paper in my opinion.
The system could be so much better. If you were to sectorize every supply tower that's currently in the game, you would have perfect sectors for guilds to take over as territories. Keeps would still have their own permanent territory to produce even more upkeep and generate even more supply than regular territories. This is so keeps can function as cities, and by adding a few more sectors and supply towers, you would have sectors even small guilds could take over. When guilds capture these sectors, the longer they hold them, the more benefits they get. For example, they can get less upkeep cost, more supply gain, as well as after a week, be able to tax the properties within the sector. This encourages competition, and it creates a natural source of content and conflict. And by showing these territories on the map, it shows control over the region. This is what the new territory system could look like.
And I think that this system would be a good idea. The thing is, I don't know if that works. But what I can only say is, currently, we, for example, as Wolfside, we are a guild about 50 people active, more or less. It also depends. And we can only say, as a guild, that the current system is not the best one. We would like to have more conflict. We would like to have more PvP. But they don't ask for mindless PvP, but for meaningful PvP. Like, for example, oh, we can, for example, maybe conquer the territory beside us. And then when we have this territory, then we can maybe build there. And maybe we can do stuff there. And we can, for example, tax this territory there. Then the guilds will have intentions to hold territories. And then the whole system would make sense, because the whole circles about the keeps, it's I don't know Starboard. I just like the idea of you having guilds, you have alliances, you having empires, and you having this all together, and you just have to think about our medieval times in Europe. Just think about the medieval times in Europe and you have your solution right there. Because with more meaningful territories and actual territory control with territory borders and stuff like this, then people will be more engaged, I guess, because then it's more like a Game of Thrones. It's more like the server is telling a story, the game is telling a story, the people are playing for one history, for something. It would just give more meaning to guilds, to alliances. It would just give more meaning to territories, and it would just give more meaning to PvP. And not everyone would build their fucking bank in front of every dungeon. Nearly every major guild that is bigger than, I don't know, 50 or 100 people having TC stuff everywhere. At nearly every dungeon, they have a priest and they have a bank. We also have a priest and a bank everywhere, just because we can. But if we, for example, couldn't place a bank and a priest in their territory down there in the jungle, then maybe we would fight for that territory with other guilds that we can build there. But sadly, currently, it doesn't make sense. We just built our TC bank there and our priest there, and okay, exactly like all the others do. And then we, for example, fight all in the dungeon area down there in the jungle. And then, which makes zero sense, because we can just respawn directly 20 meters where we left off, equip and make a nonsense PvP down there 24/7, and no one wants to do that. I mean, the people made that a few weeks, and they were so tired and bored of this, they don't want to do this. And of course, because this is not territory control, in my opinion. If you just killing a lot of people out of your territory, that they are not encouraged to play anymore because they can't play in your territory because you kill them all the time. This is the current territory control. In my opinion, this is not territory control. This is just insane. And you can't keep enemy buildings out of your town, out of your territory, if it's your territory. And you can't have the taxes out of your territory, even it's your territory. This is just funny. Or we just make one big alliance system that we don't have guilds anymore, and we just have 3 nations or alliances, and we're fighting with this with territories. This is also an idea from the community from the past. Maybe you like this idea, I don't know. There are a lot of ideas out there. And this is why I'm very interested to hear your opinion about this, because maybe you have a better solution than this. And I guess Starvolt is actively searching for the mistakes they made in the territory control system and where are the flaws, because not many sieges are happening and not many TC conflicts are happening. It's so insane. Instead of that, for example, just maybe a guild is owning the territory. Maybe they can set taxes to their vendors there, and maybe they can open a vendor. They can open maybe even a priest service that you can pay, for example, 10 gold there, and you can have 10 revives at the priest there. You can offer TC services to other players. This would encourage territorial gameplay. And I'm pretty sorry that I'm talking so much about this topic, but it's so necessary for the game to have a proper empire, warlord, guild and alliance system, and that this works. And not only that it works, but that the people like it and love it and like to play this. But this really comes down to the whole community. This also comes down to Starvolt. Henrik also said in the past that they will adjust the territory system if it isn't working as they expected. So maybe they will change the current system completely. Maybe they will just they will adjust some of these things. Maybe they will adjust smaller things. Maybe they will adjust big things. But this really depends on you. This really depends on the whole community. The link for this poll is in the description. So please fill it out the best you can. So maybe Star World already having a backup plan or a backup idea, or maybe not. I don't know, but we will see. So please leave a like and subscribe, would be really awesome, by the way. Everyone helps, and don't forget to vote and share this video with your friends. And as always, the same ending as we had before the last 500 videos. So I will really try to give my best. Okay, yeah. Special thanks to all the supporters, of course. Carmel, Paladin Life, Lukario, Rhonus, Paarthurnax, Cologne, Bulldog, and all the others, of course. And never forget to make your territory system hard. I mean, party hard. Don't forget to make party hard. And see you all next time. Goodbye.